Our countdown is now officially half full, so I'll be taking over. I'm your host, Moon Zappa, and you're watching The Art of Video Countdown, where we've been counting down the top 40 best-directed videos ever. Up next, we have a video that gave En Vogue their nickname, the Funky Divas. It was directed by photographer Matthew Ralston. In at number 20, it's En Vogue with My Lovin' You're Never Gonna Get It. But first, Matthew Ralston is going to tell you about his transition from photographer to video director.
When you're a photographer and you get known for doing a certain thing, people expect you to do it over and over and over. And it's great, but it ends up being like too many hot fudge sundaes. So I went to school. I went back to school. I went back to Art Center, which is where I'd studied photography the first time. So it was really good as an eye-opener for me. And then my final project for class was actually a music video for Don Henley, which is the first video I ever did. It was pretty ambitious. It had like aerial photography at night of Los Angeles. It had party scenes with a contortionist in it that came out of a black bag, and it had all this fun stuff, and it was just like really a great, a great first video. First thing I do is talk to everybody involved to hear what their thoughts are. I mean, it's their song, and they spend a lot of time developing the sound of the music, and so it might mean talking to the star themselves, or their producer, management, the record company, or all of the above. And then I sit down and just think about what I think about the music. And usually an idea comes very quickly. And I do a treatment, write it, put it on paper, and budget it, and research it, and do storyboard drawings sometimes, and design sets. It's a whole long process, and it's very enjoyable.
That was Katie Lang with Constant Craving at number 19. This black and white video illustrates the isolation that people often feel when they are seen as different. The track is off of her hit album Ingenue. The album was co-written by Lang and recorded in Vancouver studios near her British Columbia home. Lang won a Grammy in 1992, and she can place it on her mantelpiece beside her Canadian Juno Award and her fashion layouts in Elle and Vogue magazines. Up next, a video from a band that plays on a bar of soap. You might think they're crazy, but I think they're at number 18. Stick around. In 1984, the Cars released a computer-generated video that won first prize in the first International Music Video Festival in Saint-Tropez, France. This video, directed by Jeff Stein, broke new ground for being the first video to elaborately manipulate blue screen technology and bring animation into the video world. When lead singer Rick Ocasek first saw it, he thought it looked ridiculous, but grew to like it because the style reminded him of the British comedy troupe Monty Python. In at number 18, here's the Cars with You Might Think. Number 17, that was Michael Jackson with Black or White. The reteaming of Jackson with Thriller director John Landis brought forth special guests like Macaulay Culkin and George Wendt. The special effects included a series of revolutionary morphing faces and ever-changing sets. Stay right here because nothing compares to number 16. Welcome back. I'm your host, Moon Zappa, and you're watching The Art of Video Countdown. We've been counting down the top 40 most artistic and creative videos of all time. Experimental filmmaker John Mabry worked with Sinead O'Connor on several videos before directing this video, which stands as her biggest single to date. The former Prince song, Nothing Compares to You, was shot over 3 days in Paris. Mabry shot tons of footage, but when he looked at it, he realized that he didn't need it. He found the close-up shot of Sinead to be more powerful. He felt it was the best way to illustrate her emotions. Her tears, by the way, were real. In at number 16, here's Sinead O'Connor with Nothing Compares to You. In at number 15, that was Dire Straits with Money for Nothing. Director Stephen Barron relied on computer-generated technology to get the robotic look that he wanted for the video. The same technology has since been used to conjure up the dinosaurs in the film Jurassic Park. The live footage of the band was taken from their performance in Budapest. The inspiration for the song came from an excursion Dire Straits frontman Mark Knopfler had with his wife while looking for kitchenware at an appliance store. Suddenly he felt bombarded by the dozens of TV sets because they were all tuned to MTV. As the workmen began to comment on MTV and the lives of rock stars, Knopfler grabbed a pen and started writing lyrics immediately. Here's director Herb Ritz commenting on his desire to bring Janet Jackson back to basics in the number 14 video in The Art of Video Countdown.
Janet said go to it, and then to change her look, and she was ready. I mean, she was becoming a woman, and it was up to that video before that was very, buttoned up Rhythm Nation kind of, and I think that really, I pushed it. I said I just want a pair of holey jeans and a tank top, and that's it. No changes, no purple lights, no backlot stage dances, you know. And she went for it, and it was hugely successful for her. I think that brought her into another realm. And it was really Janet, too. I mean, it was me pushing, but she was ready.
That was Janet Jackson with Love Will Never Do Without You at number 14. It was directed by fashion photographer Herb Ritts. His eye for beauty changed Janet's image from a Rhythm Nation general to a sex kitten. The video was shot in a desert 3 hours outside of Los Angeles in 95-degree weather. Up next, we've got a video that you can watch and read at the same time. It's coming up when we return with the number 13 video. When director Mark Fensky told Van Halen's Sammy Hagar that he wanted to put type over their 1992 video Right Now, Hagar protested. Little did he know that the video would win 2 MTV Video Music Awards that year, one for Best Director and the other for Best Video. The messages that appeared in the video transformed the band's dubious reputation into one of political correctness. Not to mention it was Crystal Pepsi's theme song for its ad campaign. At number 13, here's Van Halen with Right Now. In at number 12, that was Paula Abdul with the 1990 hit Opposites Attract. The video is like a video resume for Abdul because it shows moves from her days as the LA Lakers head cheerleader and Janet Jackson's choreographer. The name of the song came from Abdul's writer-producer Oliver Lieber, while the video was inspired by Abdul's idol, Gene Kelly. Kelly dances with Jerry the Mouse in the film That's Entertainment, so Abdul replaced Jerry the Mouse with MC Scat Cat and got down. In February 1991, the video won a Grammy for Best Music Video Short Form. Up next, a video from an artist whose music has appeared on Days of Our Lives, number 11, when we return. Director David Lynch has used Chris Isaak's music for the soundtrack of 2 of his feature films. The first was Blue Velvet, and the second was Wild at Heart, which features Isaac's Wicked Game that went on to become a top 20 hit. Lynch took such an interest in Isaac's music that he directed the initial version of the video for the song. However, a second version was filmed with Chris and supermodel Helena Christensen under the direction of photographer Herb Ritts on location in Hawaii. Ritts made the beautiful couple's jaunt on the beach artistic and sultry. At number 11, here's Herb Ritts' version of Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. Aha was one of the first Norwegian groups to top the American charts. They recorded the track Take On Me twice, each time hoping that it would be a hit in the U.S. It wasn't until the American arm of Warner Brothers hired Stephen Barron, of Money for Nothing fame, to direct the part live, part animated video. The song reached the number 1 position in 1985. The animation whiz on the project was Mike Patterson. They shot about 12 to 17 drawings per second, so for the 3-minute video, approximately 2,700 drawings were created. Here's Aha with Take On Me. In 1990, George Michael made a video in an effort to let his public know that his past lifestyle as a stereotypical rock star had come to an end. Under the direction of David Fincher, he packed the video with supermodels living a life of romanticized poverty and showed the destruction of his favorite possessions to prove that he meant business. Things like the rocker's revenge leather jacket that he wore for the video Faith Goes Up in Flames, and the Wurlitzer jukebox never stood a chance. To witness the destruction, check out George Michael with Freedom 90 at number 9. That was George Michael with Freedom 90. David Fincher has directed over 40 music videos ranging from Madonna and Michael Jackson to Roy Orbison and the feature film Alien 3. Up next, a video from an artist whose dance card is full when we get back with the Art of Video Countdown and the number 8 video. Hi, I'm Moon Zappa, and you're watching VH1's Art of Video. We've been placing the behind-the-scenes talent in the spotlight during this countdown as we examine their contribution to the art of video making. Tom Petty's video for Mary Jane's Last Dance was produced by the founder of Def Jam Records, Rick Rubin, and directed by Keir McFarlane. McFarlane directed Anytime, Anyplace and You Want This by Janet Jackson. His work on Tom Petty's Mary Jane's Last Dance helped in placing Petty in the number 8 spot in our countdown. Of course, Kim Basinger's appearance didn't hurt either. That was Michael Jackson's Thriller at number 7 off of the number 1 selling album of all time, Thriller. It was directed by John Landis, whose inspiration came from a phone call with Jackson, who said he wanted to turn into a monster. Landis directed the 1981 film American Werewolf in London, so he resurrected many of the same special effects for the video. He even incorporated Vincent Price's haunting voice in a rap. Up next, a video from a director who was so nervous during production that he kept throwing up. Was all the angst worth it? Find out when we return with the number 6 video. Tarsim is the Indian-born director responsible for R.E.M's 1991 hit video, Losing My Religion. In this video, Tarsim pays homage to some of his biggest artistic influences: Caravaggio, Soviet constructionist posters, and Latin American author Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Don't blink or you'll miss the shot of the milk bottle hitting the floor, which is lifted from just about any film directed by Russian director Andrei Tarkovsky. Here's R.E.M. with Losing My Religion at number 6. Jenny Livingston's documentary on the Harlem drag queen balls called Paris is Burning introduced voguing to the masses. It exposed a scene where men in drag wore designer clothing and tried to out-vogue each other. But it was Madonna's 1990 video that gave it the extra push that it needed to catch on. The video also pays tribute to 40s-style glamour and features flawless close-ups borrowed from fashion photographer Horst. At number 5, it's Madonna with Vogue. In at number 4, that was Don Henley with his first solo and biggest hit, Boys of Summer. In 1984, director John Baptiste Mondino turned Henley's innocent tribute to youthful romance into a melancholy montage of black and white images. During the filming of the video in some of LA's rougher neighborhoods, locals followed behind the shooting trucks, singing and dancing with Henley as he recorded. We'll be right back with the number 3 video, so beat it. We're about to show you the only rebels with more rhythm than those crazy kids from West Side Story. Our next video was produced at a cost of $160,000, which Michael Jackson bankrolled and Bob Giraldi directed. Jackson and Michael Peters, the assistant choreographer for the Broadway hit Dreamgirls, choreographed the dancing gang warfare sequences in the 1983 video and won the praise of Bob Fosse, Gene Kelly, and Fred Astaire. Here's Michael Jackson's Beat It at number 3.
They told him, don't you ever cover him.
The number 2 video is Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. Director Steven Johnson also directed Big Time and Steam for Gabriel. Johnson brought in Brothers Quay, a team of puppet animators, and Gabriel found Aardman Animation. As the creative team grew, so grew the physical demands on Gabriel. Needless to say, all of their efforts paid off because Steven Johnson won the 1987 Best Director MTV Video Music Award. Here's Peter Gabriel to tell you more about the uncomfortable lengths he went to win this award.
Well, I never had any clay stuck on my face, but I was lying under glass for some of it, and the most painful bit was actually having the sky painted frame by frame on my face, so I feel like the clouds would be moved across, and my skin got very sore. And on the set, I would be under these sheets of glass, which wasn't too bad, but the fruit was okay, you know, on the second day, but the fish, after 2 days under the lights, was getting very unpleasant indeed.
Up next, a video from an artist whose career was born at the same time as music videos. Since then, the two have been symbiotic as they continue to change and evolve. The number 1 video is on the way. Hi, I'm your host, Moon Zappa, and you're watching the Art of Video Countdown. We've been counting down the top 40 best-looking and directed videos of all time, and we are at the final frontier. David Fincher directed our number 1 video, which won him the Best Director MTV Video Music Award in 1990. The video for Express Yourself takes its cues and hues from the 1924 silent film Metropolis. The costume designer, Marlene Stewart, realized that the video was being done in the spirit of the film and chose costumes for Madonna that would coincide with the bleak, sinister look of Metropolis. The Jean Paul Gaultier cone-shaped bras, the gender-swapping suits, and the shrink-wrapped rubber dress all complemented Fincher's industrial vision and placed him in the prime spot in our Art of Video Countdown. Here's Madonna with the number 1 video, Express Yourself. Thank you for watching. Bye.